Oftentimes when we think about leadership, it's so much about the person with the microphone or the bullhorn who's talking, but really the most effective act of leadership is listening. My name is Michael Tubbs, I'm 27 years old, and I'm the mayor of Stockton, California. There's this famous proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I've learned that every time I've been effective is because I spent the time to talk to people, listen to people, get everyone bought in. And every time things haven't gone as well is because I just jumped the gun. Oftentimes the narrative around young black men in particular in Stockton is that they're criminals, they're thugs, they're bad, etc. So I've spent a lot of time building relationships and showing people with my work ethic. So I'm not just going to throw the idea out there. I'll make sure it's well thought out, I'll make sure it's evidence-based and best practice, and I'll find 2 or 3 other people to agree before presenting it. And I've found in doing that, being able to be a lot more effective, because it's hard when you're young to say, we should do this. Because of course you have ideas, you're young, so I always make sure I find other people with a little more experience to also say, no, what he's saying is right, it's a good idea. One of my cousins was murdered in Stockton in 2010 when we had a spike in homicides. So going back home, dealing with the pain and dealing with my own anger, made me really think about what was the point of going to a school like Stanford or working at the White House if it wasn't for doing something to make my community better. I grew up in some of the more rough parts of Stockton, so growing up, the whole measure of success was leaving. So if you stayed and went to school in Stockton or went to community college in Stockton or got a job in Stockton, that means something was wrong with you. Like, why are you still here? You failed. And it was only after I came back and saw just the impact I've been able to make with my team to really make lives better for the people in my community that I realized that success is not just leaving, but oftentimes you could be successful at home. You could leave and then come back and be successful in that way as well. I always tell people I'm only involved in public service and public office because I think we could do things differently and better, and that there's room for innovation. And there's a lot of room to innovate in government, because oftentimes the government's job is it's difficult and you're dealing with everyone, that's hard to think creatively, because in that comes a risk. But I tell people all the time, the risk for me is a failing status quo. So if there's something that we could do that's iteratively better, we have a responsibility to do it. I think we're in a real moral reckoning right now, and it's going to take people being very bold about we don't have to agree on everything, but we should agree on our values and just the inherent dignity that every human being has. I remember growing up and reading history and saying, man, what would I have done in the 60s? Or what I would have done in the 1860s? The future is looking at us now, and I want to make sure it's very clear where I stood. I'm a big Hamilton fan, so it's like we can't throw away our shot. So let's do everything we can these next 4 to 8 years. Understanding we're not going to get everything done. All the issues in Stockton won't be fixed in 4 to 8 years. We can at least set a path.